Morning, children. Hope you people are doing well. Welcome to today's session, children. Today, we are going to read Unity in Diversity in India. What do you mean by unity in diversity, children? Diversity means variation. In India, we find people practicing different religions, worshipping different gods, speaking different languages, wearing different clothes, but still there is oneness in them. So, unity in diversity is used an expression of harmony and unity between dissimilar individual or groups. India's rich heritage, culture, traditions, and conventions are the factors that contribute to unity in diversity. Now get ready with your textbook, children. Page number 214. Let us start with a lesson now. India is a country of many ethnic groups, is a land of myriad languages, a veritable babel of tongues, and numerous modes of apparel. For the most part, the continental dimensions of the country account for this variation and diversities. Besides, there are several religion, sects and belief, but there are certain common links and uniting bonds that people have sought to develop in order to achieve the eminently desirable goal of unity amidst diversity. So, children, you know that India is a country of many ethnic groups. Here, ethnic group means different race of people. India has several races of people. We have myriad languages. Look at the word myriad, means many different languages. And a veritable babel of tongues. What does that mean, children? Babel means many voices talking together. So, in India, people speak different languages coming from different parts of the country. So we have many languages spoken here in India. Here numerous means too many and modes mean type. So we have different types of clothing worn in India. We have many variation and diversity in India because of the continental dimensions of the country. And it is this thing that is responsible for the variation we have. Though there are many religions and sections in India, people of India have developed common links and uniting bonds to achieve unity in diversity. Now, what are these common links, children? Yes, it is our cultural heritage, festivals, and sports. Because of this festival, people come together to celebrate and they come closer and then share the harmony. Now, what is the desirable goal? The desirable, in spite of all this variation, there is a desirable goal in the hearts of all the people of unity. So the people achieve the desirable goal of unity amidst diversity. Now let us read the second paragraph. It is true that the superficial observers are likely to be bewildered by astonishing variety of Indian life. They fail to discover the one in many, the individual in the aggregate, the simple in the composite. With them, the whole is lost in its part. What is needed is the superior interpretation, synthesis of power of the mind that give rise to a vision of the whole. So, children, there are two types of observer mentioned in this passage. One is superficial observer, and second is the superior observer. Now, superficial observer means those who do not study carefully and deeply. So, they are confused by the surprising variety of India because they do not study Indian diversity carefully and they are not able to discover the oneness. Though in India we have different races, religion, there is oneness among the people of India. They are not able to discover the individual in the aggregate. It means they cannot realize that each individual has certain importance and recognition. And the third one, they do not discover the simple in the composite. It means that superficial observers think that it is complicated to understand how the nation runs. They fail to notice that it is simple to understand. Now, let's see what kind of observation is needed to understand the fact about Indian diversity. Now, we need to have the power of synthesis. We need to have the power to put the ideas together. When observers study Indian diversity carefully, They understand all the things about a diversity in India, and then they can put all the parts together and understand how Indian diversity works, how Indian diversity brings unity. Got that, children? Now let us go to the third paragraph. A keen, penetrating insight will not fail to recognize the fundamental unity beneath the manifold variety in India. The diversity itself, far from being a damaging cause of disunity and weakness, is a sterile source of strength and wealth. Sir Herbert Risley has rightly observed, beneath the manifold diversity of physical and social types, languages, customs, and religion which strike the observer in India, there can still be discerned a certain underlying uniformity of life from the Himalayas to Cape Comorin. The writers say that the keen penetrating insight, here penetrating means going deep, and insight means understanding. So if the observers look at the India, at the variation of different languages, how these people are living together, they will be very much confused how the people practicing different languages, speaking different languages, practicing different religion can live together. But when they look inside deeply, they will be able to understand. Now observe the need deep understanding to recognize the unity in India. In other words, the diversity itself causes disunity and weakness. Now see here, children, diversity means the variation in languages and the religions. That will be the main cause for disunity and weakness. But Indian diversity is far from this fact. It actually brings strength and wealth. Here, fertile means producing good result. It produces good result. Indian diversity produces good result like strength and wealth. Sir Herbert Risley, a historian, said it means the though different languages, customs, and religions attract the observer, strike the observers, they can still see that life is still the same from the Himalayas to Cape Comorin. What is Cape Comorin, children? It is Kanyakumari. From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, life is almost the same. That this is the very special thing that brings about the Indian diversity. Let us move to the next paragraph. From his long and first-hand experience in India, Vincent A. Smith says that the civilization of India. Now, who is Vincent A. Smith? Vincent A. Smith was an author, and he wrote the book named Early History of India. And what he says that India has many features which differentiate it from that of other regions of the world, while they are common to the whole country in degree sufficient to justify its treatment as a unity in history of human, social, and intellectual development. Now, Vincent A. Smith had a direct experience of Indian civilization. He says that the Indian civilization is much different from other civilization of the country. We Indian focus on the spiritual development, whereas the other civilization, they focus on the materialistic development. We have human development, social development, as well as intellectual development. Now coming to the ancient history. Now, Indian ancient history is exciting because many races and tribes mingled in early India. The pre-Aryans, the Indo-Aryans, they were Dravidians before comings of Aryans. The Greeks, the Turks, the Mughals, and many other made their home in India. Every ethnic group gave its might to the development of Indian social system, art and architecture, language and literate. All these people and their culture features blended so inseparably that they can be recognized in their original form. India has 150 dialects and 22 recognized regional languages. But Hindi, like English, has come to stay as the lingua franca of a country, nation. Now, what it is, children, that there are 150 different languages spoken in India. But see, children, when you every state is having different language like Tamil, the Telugu or Kashmiri, Marathi, Gujarati, all the people. And when these people move to other state, it will be a great problem for them to communicate. So Hindi has become as a lingua franca. Lingua franca means a bridge language. So when these people move to the other state, they speak in Hindi. As English has become the universal language, Hindi has become the national language. So they can speak in Hindi and communicate from to other people. From Kashmir to Kanyakumari and from Mumbai to Nagaland, Hindi is now understood and is recognized as the national language of India. So, children, I hope you people have understood this. Now, we are going to stop here and will continue our lesson in our next session. Now it is time for you to take down the homework. To take down the homework, what do you understand by the expression unity in diversity? Hindi is now understood and recognized as national language of India. Do you agree or disagree with the author? Thank you.